Good afternoon, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I need to get in the shower and get to bed. I stayed up a little too late tonight, which is like last week, right before kind of everything started getting really bad. I was really good about like last Monday and Tuesday and even Wednesday. I was really good about making sure like I went to bed early and everything like that. Was getting up early, and then it was like literally Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then over the weekend and stuff like that. Although I woke up early on Saturday, but I ended up going to bed, I don't remember when I fell asleep, but I know the night after, I think on Saturday night, I went to bed late and was up for like, I think 20 hours. Which isn't like all that much, but like, cause I woke up, I think at like 7 or something like that. And then I don't think I went to bed until like, I don't even know. It was like super late, but I was trying to figure it out. I was like, that was almost 24 hours. Like it was a little shy of 24 hours. But yeah, so anyways, guys, I was, like I said, just like, I was good at the beginning of last week, and then everything kind of started to fall apart because Matthew was home for normal spring break, and then this week he's still on spring break, because they extended it. They did a 2-week spring break, and then his classes are, not canceled indefinitely, but they are not doing any face-to-face, like, you know, lectures or anything like that in class, anything for rest of the school year, which I think he only has school up until like May something or something like that, maybe the end of April, like end of April, beginning of May maybe. So it's like honestly only about like 2 to 3 more months that he has school. Like I said, I don't know off the top of my head, but I just know that like last year he got out much earlier than Jack did for his like summer. Although Jack did get out a little bit later for summer though, but still, like normally like the first week in June is like when the elementary schools, high schools sometimes get out, maybe a little bit later, but I remember Jack didn't get out until like mid to late June, I think, because I remember thinking like his graduation was kind of late. Like it was, and maybe his graduation was like mid-June or something like that, but I think it was only a few days before like the last day of school for him anyway. Regardless, guys, he is, like I said, Matthew is not going to be going back to school. And then Jack is, like he has 2 weeks of classes, like online e-learning classes, which is just, I don't really know what he's been doing. I guess they have to fill something out that's like an attendance kind of thing that just says like they just put like their school ID in and their age or something like that to say like that they were on, you know, the website or whatever, or like classwork, and then they do it, and then I think they turn it in. I don't totally know. I don't know how Jack's been doing it for the last 2 days, but basically I think that's what it is. So like I said, he's been doing that, and then too, he got his lunch again today, which they still have at the high school. They just like drive up, show them their ID, and take like a bag and then leave. Although Jack ended up going later. Like yesterday he went at like 11, which it's between 11 and 1, and then today he ended up going like 12:30. So they're actually like, oh, take an extra milk. So he ended up taking, well, I think he got juice, and then they were like, oh, you can take a milk too, which I think you're supposed to like pick like 1 of 2 drinks or something like that. So he was like, I got an extra milk. So yeah, he did, because honestly, guys, I cooked on Monday, and then today we had like normal St. Patrick's Day food and everything like that. But they stinking have eaten all of the food. We haven't had leftovers. Like there was a little bit yesterday left over for my dad to take for lunch, but there was not like any like massive leftovers or anything like that, like pasta, and like, you know, that's what we had yesterday. And then we were supposed to do for today, we're doing like just normal like corned beef, cabbage, potatoes, and carrots and all that kind of stuff. But then for leftovers, we were going to do Reuben sandwiches tomorrow, and there's no meat left over. So we're not doing Reuben sandwiches. I don't honestly know what we're going to be doing for tomorrow. So they have been eating up like a ton of food already. And so that's why, like, you know, Jack is, I think it's good that Jack is getting the school lunch still. Because like I said, in the last 2 days now, like we haven't had leftovers from dinner, because like, you know, I'll make dinner like kind of earlier. Like yesterday I made it, I don't know when, like 5 o'clock or something like that. But then by like 9 o'clock they were like, oh, I still want to have like leftovers. So what was left they ended up eating still like yesterday night. So yeah, that's what's been going on, guys. People eating up a lot of food, but the only thing, like, I mean, food wise, I really think we'll be fine even if we were like stuck for the next month and couldn't like go out and go get things, although I think we're still probably going to wind up going to the grocery stores, just because there are some things that we like run out of and we still need and all that kind of stuff. But the only thing that we're like sort of out of and kind of need is water. So we, like I said, the week before everything kind of started, like the week before last week, before everything kind of started to get all a little crazy, people started buying everything up. That I told you guys, Valley Produce had a sale on toilet paper, so I got 2 things of toilet paper. Found that we had a brand new one still unopened in the closet, plus we had a half of one still left in the closet, and we were able to, like I said, toilet paper wise, I think we could ride this out for the next few months. And like I said, just on what we already had in the house, it wasn't like, you know, I guess stocking up buying or anything like that. It was things that we were already going to buy and stuff like that because of grocery and sales and stuff, like I'm found in the closet and everything. Plus Matthew said he has a pack of toilet paper at his dorm, which he can probably bring back. So we'll have like 4 unopened things of toilet paper, like 12 packs, not like the huge great big ones, but like I said, definitely could probably ride it out for quite some time. Toilet paper wise, the only thing is water bottles. So I told you guys normally we don't drink tap water, only because our tap water is not very good, and so like we don't have like a filter system or anything like that already like for our water, and we have a lot of hard water. We need a like water, what's it called, water softener, which we don't have, but we definitely need because we have very hard water. On top of that too, just like other, like, you know, things in our water that like our what's it called, city releases like a water statement and stuff like that, and it's got some stuff in there that's not really great. You know, not that it's like toxic, we can't use it or anything like that, but there's obviously like not all water, especially when it comes from the tap, is super sanitary, or, you know, again, has just, I don't know, not chemicals, but I guess like metals and stuff like that, you know, whatever. We used to have a Brita filter a while ago, and I don't know, something happened to it. We ended up getting rid of it. I think maybe it cracked or something. I don't remember. Maybe it was that it was just old too and they didn't have the filters for it anymore, which I don't think is right, only because the one we got today, I'll explain to you guys, it fits in the same way and it looks like it's the exact same size as the old one we have, so I don't know why, and it doesn't really make sense. But my dad and Matthew are going to run out because we're out of bread, and so is everything else like around here. We've got like 2 half loaves that have been sitting in the pantry for like quite some time, and so they're a little stale. And I mean, they're not horrible, but it's not really good bread, you know. So we've got, like I said, that probably needs to, I don't even know, guys, too, so our Aldi too, when we went on Saturday morning, was stocked in a ton of stuff, way better than the other one when we tried to go on Friday night. And like I said, our Aldi was very well stocked. I never thought, it didn't cross my mind to get bread or to look for bread. Normally we buy a loaf every single week, so obviously the 2 that were on there were probably from like last week, or like, you know, the previous week, and maybe the week before that even. And while they're not moldy or anything like that, I mean, they're not super soft bread and like fresh bread, you know, it's kind of getting a little old. So that's what we've had. And like I said, I completely didn't even think. We actually grabbed an extra gallon of milk because we were like, what's an essential? We had like 3 dozen eggs in the fridge, so we were like, we really don't need eggs. I think we're down to 2 dozen right now. But like I said, bread is normally like just one of those staple things, and everybody forgot to think about that. And when we went, again, wasn't thinking. Like I said, we grabbed milk and a couple of other things that we knew that we were going to need anyway, but then we ended up coming home and shortly after that realized, whoa, we don't have any bread. And then my dad tried to go, where did he try to go? Like yesterday he tried to go to all the Menards. They didn't have like anything. Also because we're like not out of water, but we literally went through a whole pack of water in about 2 days. Between Sunday and Monday, we went through an entire thing of water. So my dad was like, okay, we probably really need to go and grab some more. So like I said, he ended up going out to those 2 stores yesterday. They didn't have anything. They also didn't have bread. Then he ended up going today to Ace Hardware, because I had seen that our Ace Hardware, which is like locally owned, said that they have like toilet paper and other essentials, which I'm assuming was like toilet paper, paper towels, you know, maybe tissue and stuff like that. And maybe at one point they had water. My dad said that all they had left was like jugs of water, and that there were like a limit of 2. We probably would have gone through those pretty quickly, and so my dad was just like, I just didn't end up bothering, you know, just buying that. So he, like I said, ended up coming home. Then I was like, well, let me check at Target and see if they don't have, not bottled water, but if they don't have the purifiers, because Matthew has a pure water filter. So I was like, let's see if they have the filters, because he's been using it, but I know when we had the old one, it was like replace every 3 months, or at like so many gallons of water that you use or whatever. So Matthew was like, I've had it for a while, but I haven't really used it that often. He's like, I don't know if I should replace it or not. But he's like, I have, you know, the water filter. So we're like, okay, that's fine. But which I think he honestly replaced in December, because I know when he came home, we washed it, and I think he got a new filter for it. So like, you know, it's been about 3 months, but again, I don't think that he's been using it all like that much, like he said he wasn't. So my dad ended up, I saw they actually had them on sale. They were a 3-pack that was like 15 bucks. So I was like, oh, and it says that they're in stock. So they also said they had bread in stock. So, you know, and you know, it says it was in stock at the store. So I was like, you guys can go and check it out and see if they do have it or not. Which my thought is like, maybe they have it, or maybe they have it on a truck, or maybe they were unloading it or whatever. But apparently there was still no bread. And I wasn't concerned about water, because I was like, just go and get the filters. Like, that's a bigger thing. So they ended up coming back, and they actually ended up getting a new Brita filter, because my dad said that he could only find the single packs for the pure like water filters, and that it was going to be more money to just buy the one single filter than to just get a whole brand new Brita filter. Plus we ended up getting like, not the actual Brita, sorry guys, this way, the actual Brita filter ones, but the like Target replacement ones. So we ended up getting that, which is a 4-pack, plus the one we have should last us a pretty long time. But we ended up getting this new thing, which is kind of cool, because this is like sort of like an automated, like the way it tracks to actually see when it needs to be refilled. Instead of like, I think it has like a sensor in here, so every time you pour it, it actually calculates, because that's what I noticed when I first got it out of the box. Like, you can kind of hear something like in there, like, and sense maybe when it is being poured, is my thought, because like, how on earth else are you supposed to figure out how this thing actually like, you know, is running out and needs to be replaced? So it has like a little thing on there that says like, you know, at 50% or at 100% and then 25, and then like it needs to be changed. So I don't know, that's newer than like the Brita filter we used to have, because it was just a little thing that you just changed like the date so you knew when to replace the filter, which was normally every 3 months. So that's what we ended up getting to kind of compensate, so we're actually not using bottled water anymore, so that we can use that and still use it from the tap. It'll probably wind up to the point though where we'll have to replace it probably more often, just because of our hard water, and it's not really going to clear out a whole ton of the hard water. Plus it'll wind up in like the reservoir and in the actual like, you know, I mean the filter will also have it, but you know, in the actual like Brita pitcher and all that kind of stuff, we'll probably wind up with hard water because of that. So that's like one of the reasons why we, like I said, don't normally use that, or like filters or anything like that. But again, in like an emergency situation like this, where we, again, like almost we're running out of water, and if we don't wind up replacing it soon, and again, like just because Matthew's here too, and he normally drinks way more water. Just like, I guess him and Jack too, because like Jack's here during the day, whereas Jack might fill up his water bottle once while he's at school, you know, or once before he leaves for school, and then fills it up from like the drinking fountains or whatever. He's not doing that. He's having like the water here at the house. You know, and Matthew too, the same thing, whereas he's at school, he'll fill up his stuff at like the water filters, you know, that they have at school or whatever. Or the water fountains that probably have filters in them, like at school and whatever. So like I said, they have that, and so now that they're not and they're home the whole time and that's the water that they're drinking, like I said, we went through an entire case of water in 2 days. So we needed to definitely figure something out, and we're not as stocked up, you know, like we sometimes are with bottled water as we were right before this kind of all happened. We had a good amount, but we were definitely running out kind of quickly. So then on top of that too, my dad always takes like a bunch of bottles of water to work, because he drinks water a ton throughout the day, and I'm normally here with like, I'll fill my water bottle up, which is back there right now, like 2 or 3 times normally, with bottled water throughout the day. So I was figuring it, and honestly, let's say it's 2 weeks, right? That, you know, is what everybody's saying. Let's just, we'll chalk it up to 2 weeks, although Jack will be home from school longer than Matthew will be home from school longer than that. But if it's, you know, if the grocery stores don't start getting, you know, like regular shipments, I guess, of like that kind of stuff, where they're regularly stocked and, you know, all that kind of stuff, we would need at least, at a minimum, if everybody was drinking only 1 bottle of water a day, we'd need like 3 to 4 maybe, or something like that. And again, that's like if it's only 1 bottle of water a day. Clearly it's not, we drink more than that. So that's one of the things that, like I said, we needed. So we ended up getting a new filter, which ended up, like I said, with the filter, the Brita filter and the actual like replacement filters, ended up costing, I think, like $30 or so. And the filter, the Brita filter, was actually on sale, not the replacement ones. But my dad said that they actually had a lot left. So I don't know why people aren't using that option. Again, like, I mean, we normally go with bottled water, but like, you know, there is the option too, if people are like running out of water, to actually be able to use like a purifier, you know, and that kind of stuff. So he wasn't like, he didn't seem too concerned, like, oh my goodness, it was the last one in the store or anything like that. He said that they still had some left. Although I did see that they were running out of a lot of the stuff online, but in the store, I guess they still had them. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, guys, I need to get in the shower and get to bed. I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.